and Jeff Gordon. He starts in 24th today. Greg Armstrong is with him.
Well, Jeff Gordon has a million reasons to want to win this race today, not just for himself, but also for a race fan, one of his biggest fans, obviously. The No Bull 5 by Winston, that's going to be a big thing for you today. How exciting is that?
I bet he'll be a big fan. We win that thing, won't he? We got a great car. This team has just been on a roll here since last season. They carried some momentum, and, even though we didn't qualify as good as we would like to have, I think our chances are really good to have a strong run today.
Starting 24th, can you move up quickly, or are you going to hang back a while, see what happens?
When they drop the green, we'll find out. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if it takes all day, as long as we get there eventually.
Obviously, No Bull 5 on his mind, $1 million on the line for Jeff Gordon. He starts 24th.
I'd kind of like to have him today and have that chance to win the Winston No Bull $5 million bonus. The pace car has the field in tow off turn number 4. Now the pace car is moving on to pit road, getting set for the race as they come out of turn number 4 and down to the line. Dale Jarrett and Johnny Benson up on row 1. Jerry Nadeau, Michael Waltrip in row 2. Tony Stewart and Todd Bodine sit back there in the third row as they approach the green flag.
And the green is waving. Here they come down to the line on the start. DJ gets a good jump by a car length and a half over Jerry Nadeau, who now slides into second.
And he will do that at the expense of Johnny Benson third. Michael Waltrip goes fourth. Then they're side by side for the 5th position. Tony Stewart inside of Todd Bodine, who starts to advance.
Now Todd Bodine makes it a battle for the 4th spot between himself and Michael Waltrip. Bodine will try to beat Waltrip to the corner, and he does into turn 3, so give Todd Bodine the 4th spot. Your leader is still Dale Jarrett. Jerry Nadeau is second. Johnny Benson in third.
Everybody trying to tuck down to that inside lane as quick as they can. They don't want to be hung out on the high side. Across the line, it is still Dale Jarrett, Jerry Nadeau as they work their way back into the corner. Now from 5th place on back, they're getting too wide in turn 1.
That's where Tony Stewart is down to the inside of Michael Waltrip with Sterling Marlin trying to latch on to Stewart's back bumper to give him a shove, and they're trouble in turn 2. It is Jeff Burton who spins to the top of the banking. Burton backs his Ford into the outside wall. Some heavy damage to the left rear quarter panel on Burton's machine.
Caution on the speedway. It will come out at lap number 2 again as Jeff Burton's car got turned around over there, backed into the outside wall as they race back down to the line. Dale Jarrett will bring him back under the yellow flag, back to turn 2.
First of all, let's talk about Jeff Gordon. He's one of those guys that's running for the cash. His car is tight. He's moved up some on the racetrack, but this cooler weather not adapted the chassis to it yet. And also, Steve Park, Paul Andrews told me he's pretty well satisfied with Steve Park's car. So that's two of the contenders for the win today, and different scenarios, and both of them driving Chevrolet.
Check in with Winston Kelly.
I think you had a driver that really showed some true class down there yesterday. They were telling us about Jeff Gordon on his own initiative, said I want to go over and meet not only the fan that's matched up with me, but everybody else.
Yes, Jeff did an outstanding job. It's really interesting because his fan is a Gordon fan to start with, so that made it even better. But Jeff came over and met all the fans, had his picture taken with all of them, and the fans were in heaven. I mean, here's the star of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing coming over, and their chance to meet them, this driver individually.
But right now, with his cautions, put everybody back together. Going to be a big line of traffic, a lap or more down to the inside of the lead pack. So they're going to scramble hard as they go to turn 1. Green flag in the air. Mark Martin, good restart. Jumps away from Sterling Marlin by 2-3 car lengths as they race off to turn number 1. That lap traffic is going to come into play.
In the form of Jason Leffler, Casey Atwood, Ken Schrader, that lap traffic, which is occupying the inside lane. Here's second place, Sterling Marlin starting to move by them.
Mark Martin got a great jump on the restart, has about 3 car lengths over Sterling Marlin down the backstretch. Johnny Benson takes a quick look to the inside from the 3rd spot. Bill Elliott a ways back in 4th. Kurt Busch filling up his mirrors. Single file for the top 3 cars off the turn.
Bill Elliott in 4th, Kurt Busch in 5th, trying to clear themselves of lap traffic before the front 3 get away, and they're starting to move out. Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, and Johnny Benson. Here's Sterling starting to put some pressure on Martin for the lead.
Here comes his silver Dodge right up behind Mark Martin's Ford. Johnny Benson's Pontiac also looming a threat. He's racing back in 3rd.
Sterling Marlin tried to get off of turn 2 down low, nothing doing. Now he slots behind Mark Martin, right up on the rear bumper now of that car. Johnny Benson about 2 car lengths off in the 3rd position. Marlin riding in the tire tracks of Mark Martin. Slight contact is made. Martin gets loose. They're side by side off the turn.
Martin goes high, and down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Sterling Marlin. He's got the lead. Now Johnny Benson starts to work on Mark Martin. He may have thoughts of taking second place away as the top three go to turn one.
Here comes Johnny Benson flashing by to Martin's inside. So move Benson up to second, relegate Martin to third.
Kind of watching Jeff Gordon back there a moment ago. He was caught up in a heavy pack of traffic, just kind of took his time getting out of it, had a couple of close calls going through both ends of the racetrack. Now he's got clear sailing on the leaders. He brings Dale Jarrett with him in turn two.
Jeff Gordon in the 6th position, Dale Jarrett in 7th. Now they're closing up behind the lap car of Casey Atwood.
It would be Jeff Gordon with about 5 car lengths in hand over Dale Jarrett. Jarrett not making much of an impression as they get into the turn. Your leader is still Sterling Marlin. Johnny Benson rides in second.
Right behind him, Sterling Marlin. Jeff Gordon is third. Dale Jarrett is fourth. Bill Elliott is fifth as they work off turn 4 and head into the tri-oval.
Get ready to restart the race with Jerry Nadeau as a leader. Now, he only took 2 tires a moment ago, got him back out of pits first. Let's see if it's going to pay off for him. On the restart right now, green flag goes in the air, and Nadeau is gone like a jackrabbit. He gets ahead of everybody up there and puts the lap car, Ricky Rudd, between himself and the rest of the field at turn 2.
It's going to be up to second place Sterling Marlin to set to work to find a way to get around Rudd's lapped car. At the moment, Marlin is not close enough to make a pass.
Down the back stretch, Jerry Nadeau continues to run away and hide. Second spot is Sterling Marlin, but only about a car length and a half off his rear deck is Jeff Gordon in the 3rd spot. 4th is Dale Jarrett. 5th, and doing a great job, is Kurt Busch.
Dale Jarrett goes to the outside of Ken Schrader's lapped car. Kurt Busch is nailed to his bumper, literally pushing him off turn 4 back to the start-finish line. Up front, Jerry Nadeau continues to pull away. 5 car lengths now the lead that he has on the lapped car of Ricky Rudd. Then comes Sterling Marlin in second.
Now, Jeff Gordon's looking awful good for that Noble $5 million bonus from RJR up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He currently is having a strong run, driving a very calculated race here this afternoon. He's in turn 2.
He's been working very well with Dale Jarrett. You've got Gordon in 3rd and Jarrett behind him at 4th.
Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, 2nd and 3rd place are chasing down the leader, Jerry Nadeau. They made up a lot of ground on him last time around. They're back in 2.
Sterling Marlin in 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd. They've been racing nose to tail, pulling each other toward the front of the pack off turn 2.
Still Nadeau, though, blasting down the back stretch. Right behind him, the lap machine of Ricky Rudd. And it's only about 5 to 6 car lengths back to the 2nd spot of Sterling Marlin and Jeff Gordon. You're right, Barney. They are gaining in a hurry.
Ricky Rudd is looking good, too, all of a sudden, trying to get back on the lead lap on the back straightaway.
He is doing a very good job at the inside of Jerry Nadeau. Nadeau is a little bit off the pace, the earlier pace that he had after the green flag restart. Now Sterling Marlin closes the gap right on the rear bumper of Jerry Nadeau.
With Ricky Rudd down to the inside of the leader, Jerry Nadeau, is going to make him run a little bit slower. It has allowed Sterling Marlin and Jeff Gordon to get right up there. Now Ricky's still trying to get his lap back as they go back to 1, and 2nd and 3rd close in on the leader.
And they're quickly rushing up behind Mike Wallace's lap car. Jerry Nadeau goes wide. Rudd goes low as they move off turn 2.
Ricky Rudd still at the left elbow of Jerry Nadeau. Now Sterling Marlin has him with his side, and Rudd just slots right in front of Sterling Marlin. Close moment there for Sterling Marlin down the back stretch, but everybody's okay. Nadeau still holds down the lead. Jeff Gordon is in 3rd.
Change for the 4th position as Todd Bodine went to the inside of Dale Jarrett, completed that pass on the last lap. Back to the front of the pack. It is Jerry Nadeau showing the way. But the race now is for the 2nd spot. Jeff Gordon trying to get by Sterling Marlin.
There's been a lot of shuffling going on, Joe, but so far no change in position. That may change itself, however. Here's Gordon closing up again behind Marlin.
Sterling Marlin is trying to catch Jerry Nadeau, but first he's got to figure out a way around the lap car of Ricky Rudd, who's really running at a very, very quick pace.
And Jeff Gordon just real steady all day long, has worked his way up into the number 2 position now behind Sterling Marlin as they work their way back into turn number 1. Although Marlin has pulled away from Jeff the last couple of laps around by almost a second and a half. He is 1 4/10 seconds ahead. They're back in 2.
Jeff Gordon, one of the Noble 5 contenders, which we haven't talked about a whole lot today because Gordon kind of laid back most of the race. It appears he's starting to pour on the steam here in the closing laps of the race, and it appears that it's working for him. And we have a new leader. Jeff Gordon swept down to the inside of Sterling Marlin coming off turn 4 in the last lap, and so Jeff Gordon comes around, becomes the 12th different leader of the race today. Taking the top spot, he's moved out by 5 car lengths, but it is Jeff Gordon showing the way now. His lead, 7/10 of a second over Sterling Marlin as they hit the back straightaway, and they're beginning to close in on some slower traffic. That could become a factor, Dan Hubbard.
Jeff Gordon is coming down the back stretch. The first car of lap traffic, that would be Jason Leffler, but Gordon has got a pretty good lead over Sterling Marlin now. It's about 6 to 7 car lengths, so Jeff Gordon in control.
We said a little bit earlier, Jeff has just driven about an absolute perfect race today. He hasn't forced the issue any time to get anywhere, any position. He just rode along out there. When the opportunity presented itself to move up a notch, that's exactly what he did. Now remember, he is running for the No Bull 5 bonus of $1 million extra here this afternoon if he should win this race. He's looking pretty good right now as he goes down the backstretch.
Still Jeff Gordon now. He has gotten around Jason Leffler and continues to extend his lead over Sterling Marlin. And I don't think it was a case of Marlin's car getting any worse. Jeff Gordon's car just got better on this long run.
Let's follow Jeff Gordon's stop as he rolls down to a stop in his pit stall to pit lane. Brought to you by McDonald's drive-thru.
Jeff Gordon brings that Chevrolet down the pit lane, brings it in slowly, gets it over to because his crew can do the work. They're going to work on the right side, Joe. First can of 76 fuel is in. Right side tires being put on, and now they drop the jack and they come around the left side. So Gordon's crew going to change all 4 tires. There was some speculation down here he might change just 2. 4 down, 4 away, 15 flat on the stop for Jeff Gordon.
Try to find out where Jeff Gordon is. Here he comes across the line. Dale Jarrett rides maybe 3 or 4 car lengths behind him as they go back to turn number 1. They're trying to pull away a little bit from Sterling Marlin to kind of squeeze him out of the picture as they go to turn 2.
And Jeff Gordon has been trying to shake Dale Jarrett from behind him, Barney, but Gordon has had a few problems negotiating lap traffic. He's in more on the backstretch.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett is kind of like that sticky gum on the bottom of your shoe. You just can't get rid of it. Jeff Gordon's been weaving his way in and out of the slower traffic. He does so again, splitting the gap between Ward Burton and Mike Wallace, but Dale Jarrett is still right there.
Jeff Gordon continues to lead here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 15 laps, now 14 as he crosses the line and goes back off into turn number 1. Dale Jarrett and Sterling Marlin, Johnny Benson and Todd Bodine ride 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, trying to reel him in over in turn 2.
Here's Jeff Gordon. He's working the track very well. He's working lap traffic well. He's heading for turn 3.
Jeff Gordon has got to be careful here. Only with 15 laps left, there is plenty of lap traffic ahead. The next car would be Robert Presley, who sticks right in the middle of the corner. Gordon has to put his Chevrolet down low. Now he draws up alongside Robert Presley.
But for the moment, Jeff Gordon trying to hang on the lead, collect a $1 million bonus in the No Bull 5 Winston program here this afternoon. I like his odds right now. I've liked him all day long because, as we said, he's driven a very smooth, calculating race. His pit crew's done the job all day, and he's there.
Looks like he saved the best for last, too, Barney, as he comes down in the closing laps. It'll be 11 to go as Gordon crosses the line now. The margin back to the second spot is a 1.5 seconds. That's how far out in front Jeff Gordon is over Dale Jarrett. Back in that 5th place battle we were talking about, Todd Bodine continuing to move away from Mark Martin. That 13th place race we were talking about that was so good for a while, Bill Elliott and the car of Tony Stewart, they were going at it for a while. Elliott has won that battle and begins to pull away somewhat. He has about 4 or 5 car lengths over Tony Stewart as they now just cross the start-finish line. For race leader Jeff Gordon, things looking good here in the closing stages of the race. He crosses the line. It is 10 laps to go. Let's follow the leader up into turn number 1 as he closes in on traffic.
Here comes Jeff Gordon. He goes wide at the entry to turn 1, cuts it down low in the middle of the corner. Now gently he lets the car roll back up a lane or 2 and moves off of the corner.
Coming down the back stretch, Jeff Gordon pours on the power with the right foot. Now he comes into turn 3, riding a nice, even line, unfettered and unchallenged. In fact, he's able to have the luxury of putting a couple of tires down on the white line, so Jeff Gordon has a great handling Chevrolet.
Jeff is probably a couple of 100 feet behind the nearest traffic that he's going to catch here maybe by the time the checkered flag comes out, but for the moment he has a big advantage over Dale Jarrett. As the laps wind down to just 9 to go, they go to turn 2.
Well, if Jarrett wants any shot at catching Gordon, he first had to get rid of Robert Presley. Finally, he has cleared Presley's lapped car.
Now, up ahead of Jeff Gordon would be Robbie Gordon and Ryan Newman. Jeff Gordon catching them in a hurry. They're having their own battle right in front of them, side by side off the turn.
The leader's in turn 2.
Here comes Jeff Gordon with that race lead. Closing up behind the car of Kenny Wallace as he moves off the corner.
Just picking them off 1 at a time, 2 at a time is Jeff Gordon down the back stretch. Kenny Wallace moves over to the left side. Jeff Gordon will pass him to the high side. No problems there. Second spot is still Dale Jarrett, about 10 or 11 car lengths off the rear deck of Jeff Gordon.
Gordon takes it wide up off turn number 4, coming back into the trioval, still passing some of the slower traffic, getting by Kenny Wallace, crossing the line now with 2 laps to go today. And Gordon's margin 1.6 seconds over Dale Dale Jarrett.
Here he comes back into turn one. Jeff Gordon pins it down low, angles wide off the turn, and again, he's on the backstretch.
What's amazing about the Jeff Gordon machine is that there's just not a mark on it. I mean, it looks like it just stepped off the grid at the beginning of the race, which means Gordon really hasn't mixed it up with anybody. Now he's coming up on the rear deck of David Blaney. Blaney moves over to the right. Jeff Gordon, your leader, off of turn 4.
Jeff Gordon has a little traffic directly ahead. He'll see the white flag when he crosses the line this time. Only one more lap, and he'll bring it back and take it to victory lane and collect the biggest bonus of the year so far, $1 million from R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, plus the purse money. He's over in turn 2.
When the challenge is bigger, Gordon seems to get better. Here he is with the race lead for the final time on the backstretch.
There is plenty of traffic in front of Jeff Gordon as he motors down the backstretch. Jeff Gordon, the DuPont Chevrolet, paints a winning line through turns 3 and 4, puts a couple of tires down the wide line, has to back out of the throttle just a bit, but Jeff Gordon looks for the checkered off of turn 4.
Gordon's previous best finish here at Las Vegas was 3rd. Today he goes to the top of the line as he wins the UAW-Daimler Chrysler 400.
And let's get a word from the winning crew chief up here, Robbie Loomis, getting congratulations. Here we go. Great win, Robbie.
I tell you what a great job. You know, last year out here we ran terrible. I thought it was the end of the world. The guys on this team, I can't say enough. They dig all day. Triple 24s at Vegas. We love it, man.
All right, Robbie Loomis and his crew headed to victory lane and $1 million celebration.
And we'll be talking with the winner plus the top 5 finishers when we come back. Jeff Gordon taking a lap around the speedway right now to the cheer of about 125,000 fans who turned out today here at Las Vegas. But right now, let's go down to pit road and hear from some of the top finishers. See if we can get a word with Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett mentioned that one of the race fans had picked up $1 million. Rodney Mims of Clanton, Alabama, picks up the win because Jeff Gordon won the race. Jim Phillips is in the victory lane.
Well, Jeff Gordon has been talking to the guy he just won $1 million for, plus you just won $1 million. Start of the race, you were back in the field. Did that concern you?
Yeah. You know, we weren't very good at the beginning. The car was real tight, and in traffic, you know, we were just struggling. And we had a break where we, you know, took 2 tires and got a little bit of track position, but they freed the car up. Robbie Loomis, Brian Watts, all the guys on this DuPont crew, what an awesome job in the engine department. I mean, just a flawless day for us. You know, we just kept picking away at it. By the end of the race, the car was just perfect. I mean, just perfect. And great call in the pits to take 4 tires. And I tell you, I'm just psyched. This is a big win for us. I mean, to win at Las Vegas, get you know, this DuPont Chevrolet car back into victory lane. I got to thank Pepsi, GMAC, Quaker State, Chevrolet, everybody that, you know, contributes to this race. It was just an awesome day.
Was there ever any thought on that last pit stop of taking 2 tires to maybe get more track position on the competition?
I think originally Robbie and them were thinking about that, but luckily a couple guys came in before us. You know, I mean, usually you wait for the leader to come in, but I think they were thinking, hey, let's short pit, get us on some new tires and get ahead of them. And those guys just did a great job. They paid attention to everything that was going on, and you know, 4 tires was definitely the way to go. And our car was just, man, it was so fast. It was awesome to drive a car like that out there today. Got to thank Winston. What a big day for us, you know, to be able to win this No Bull. But it's a bigger day for this guy right here, Rodney Mims, and we're just so excited to be able to win him $1 million also.
Does it ever get old winning $1 million, Jeff?
It never gets old. I tell you what, you know, I look at that as just a great trophy. You know, I mean, it's just something out there to reach for. But I think today, winning at Las Vegas, just at this racetrack, as much as we've struggled here in the past, means almost as much to me as that $1 million.
2 good runs in a row. Are we building for a championship?
You better believe it, we are. This team, I've been telling people how strong they are, and I think today really showed. I mean, if we can run that strong in a track like this, you know, I know we're off to a great start of this season, and I think there's only, you know, greater things to come. But we just got to use our heads, keep doing what we're doing, you know, and build on this momentum. It just feels great. I'm just going to enjoy the moment for right now.
Well, let's step over here and talk to the latest millionaire in America, Rodney Mims of Clanton, Alabama. What do you think about Jeff Gordon winning $1 million?
I thank him a lot. I want to thank Brian, R.J. Reynolds. I feel great.
What are you going to do with that $1 million?
Oh, I have no idea.
All right, congratulations to Rodney Mims of Clanton, Alabama. He wins $1 million.
And Jeff Gordon, coming into this race, had 4 racetracks he had never won at before: Homestead, Phoenix, Texas, and Las Vegas. So mark 1 off that list. And now talk about domination. Only 3 left for Gordon to claim wins on: Homestead, Phoenix, and the Texas Motor Speedway. Well, a big win today, a lot of money to two people, to Jeff Gordon, the race winnings, and, of course, the Winston No Bull 5, and Rodney Mims, who was teamed with him in the No Bull 5 competition. As far as the championship point standings are concerned, Sterling Marlin unofficially takes over the top spot. He leads now over Jeff Gordon, who moves to second. Jeff Gordon rolled the dice and won in Las Vegas. We'll see you next time here on MRN Radio. From Las Vegas, so long.